Hello again, guys. So going forward, if any of you feel the need to support this channel, I will leave links to my Cardano wallet address in the description down below. So I've decided that I'm going to share 7 of my Bitcoin flash crash dreams with you guys. And with these dreams in particular, I was shown specific numbers. Now, just so you guys know, dreams in general are all based off of potential possibilities, which has to do with the choices of the collective consciousness, which means that they are subject to change because the timeline is malleable. So some of them may be fulfilled exactly as they were shown, or some may be slightly different, or some may not even occur at all. But as far as this Bitcoin flash crash, I've been shown the very same thing several times over a period of years. And whenever you see that, it means that it's sure. The fulfillment is concrete, as you guys are about to hear, because I'm about to share several of them that I've received. And these are not all the dreams that I've seen. These are just the ones that I was shown specific prices in. I've had more dreams about it. So now that you guys understand that, let's begin with the first one. Okay, so in this first dream, I was watching Bitcoin crashing on a chart on the laptop, and I saw Bitcoin crashed all the way down to $555. Now, in this particular experience, what was highlighted in this experience was that at the time that Bitcoin was crashing down to $555, it was raining outside. Now, this wasn't the first experience that I had where there was a crash in crypto, and coinciding with that crash, rain was falling. So in this experience, it wasn't necessarily like heavy rain, but it was raining nonetheless. Okay, so it was raining while it was crashing down to $555. In this other experience, while the crash occurred, what was slightly different was the rain had just started falling. You know, light rain, it just started falling very lightly. So that was the slight difference from this other dream, you know, where it was already falling. So I took note of that. I don't know if that has any meaning. Perhaps it does. Perhaps the rain may mean judgments, or it may even mean literal rain. I'll leave the interpretation up to you guys. Now for this next dream, I've already posted this dream. I saw Bitcoin flash crashed down to $319. Now, in the experience, it wasn't shown to me where it was flash crashing from. And I also saw it bounce. And I wasn't shown where it rebounded to. I didn't see where it bounced back to. Now, this was really fast. It did this in less than a second. So it was very, very fast in this experience. And I never forgot that. I recorded it. I think it's on my other channel. I saw it flash crashed down to $319 and rebounded immediately. So that's also another experience that I had of the BTC flash crash. Now, in this other experience, I remember I was watching Bitcoin on a chart and it was crashing in stages. It was crashing from 60,000, then it went down to 50,000, and then it paused a bit, and then it crashed down to 40,000, then down to 30, then down to 20,000, then it paused a bit. You know, it was crashing in stages and pausing. And so I watched it, and it crashed down to $10,000. Then it paused a bit, and then it crashed all the way down to zero. I remember that in this specific experience, the apps were going crazy. They were malfunctioning. And so I remember that as well. Now, in this next experience, I remember Bitcoin had crashed. I wasn't shown exactly how far it crashed. All I know that in this experience, I was watching Bitcoin recovering to 58 cents, beloveds. That's insanity. And in this experience, it appears if you had time to buy it, you know, you didn't have to be in haste. It was recovering quite slowly, or I could say normally. You see, it was recovering to 58 cents at a normal speed, even similar to what the markets are moving today. like at a normal speed. It was recovering to 58 cents. It's like one can only imagine what could have caused Bitcoin to crash that low. So yeah, I remember that experience as well. Now, with this next experience, this was one of the most vivid that I've ever received. This was a vision. I remember this experience started with, it's like I woke up one morning and I was looking on my computer screen, and Bitcoin was at $8,000. So while it was at $8,000, I was looking at everything, right? And everything was just glitching out. Like the entire exchange was glitching. You couldn't read none of the letters on the exchanges. That's how bad this glitching was, or hack, or whatever it was. And it was also clear that at $8,000, it was already too late for you to do anything. You couldn't log into your exchange. You couldn't make any types of trades. It was already too late at that number. So I remember looking at it, and within seconds, Bitcoin crashed from $8,000 down to zero. I remember it clearly. I could see the zero. The zero was emphasized to me in this vision. Bitcoin crashed all the way down to zero. That is zero, guys. For many of you guys out there who are having doubts, who believe that this is impossible, yeah, God himself showed this to me. Bitcoin crashed from $8,000 all the way down to zero. Because it was there, it was right in front of me. I was looking at it on my computer screen. You see, and everything was glitching out. Like, I don't know what was causing this, but it was really powerful. It was very bad, and no one could do anything about it. And so I remember I saw it started recovering as well, and everything was red on the computer screen, and there was a lot of blinking. All the numbers were blinking, you know, similar to when there's like heavy trading activity going on. And it was recovering to 11 cents. And I remember that very clearly. Okay, so that's what I saw in that experience, which was very, very vivid. That was a vision that was given to me by the Lord. Now, for this next one, this was my most recent dream that I had about the flash crash. I had this around last year, around fall, I think, somewhere around that time period. I was looking at the charts. I wasn't shown where Bitcoin was at the time, but all I remember was that it was as if someone turned off a light in a room. I'm going to compare it to that speed. The speed at which light disappears when you turn it off. I mean, I saw Bitcoin, it was at some level, and then it just literally fell out of the sky. It just fell straight down to zero. That dream was so frightening that when I woke up, I immediately went and sold all of my positions, guys. That's how serious, how vivid that experience was, because I thought it was real. And it shook me up. Till when I woke up out of it, I immediately went on my exchanges and I sold all of my positions because I thought that it was getting ready to occur. That's how serious that one was. It messed with me, you see, because I thought that it was just literally about to occur, like it was a warning sign, you see. So yeah, that was the latest one that I had received. When this thing occurs, I tell you, it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, and they're going to be surprised. A lot of people, especially the ones that are heavily invested in Bitcoin and don't believe that any such thing could occur, they're going to be in shock, and many of them are going to be wiped out. I'm telling you. So that's what I saw. Now, for this final experience, I remember that I was on the Coinbase exchange, and I was watching several cryptos crashing on Coinbase, and which I wouldn't recommend anyone using Coinbase to store their cryptos. I would stay away from Coinbase. I'm just going to say, and that's just me personal. That's just my personal opinion. You guys can do whatever you want. You're all adults, but do some research. I wouldn't recommend anyone use Coinbase. Anyhow, in this experience, I was looking on Coinbase, and I happened to see Bitcoin and several other cryptocurrencies crashing all the way down, not only to zero. Bitcoin and several other cryptocurrencies went straight down to that's below zero, sub-zero levels. And one can only imagine that Ethereum is also there in the mix. I'm not saying that I saw Ethereum. I'm only imagining that Ethereum was one of the several cryptos that I saw. It was several of them. more than 3 of them, they went to sub-zero along with Bitcoin on the Kraken exchange. Yes, guys. So yeah, that's how I know. That's why I've been telling you guys that this thing is coming. I've not only seen it once, I've seen it several times, which means that it's on multiple timelines, you see. So this thing is coming and it's sure. So you guys might want to prepare for this. I've already shared how to prepare. You want to set up low limit buy orders and several different exchanges, which are, that are accessible to you guys, and just leave them. Sometimes the exchanges go and mess with them. So you want to go and check on them, every now and then, but be in preparation because none of us knows. I don't know when it's going to occur. I've been trying to figure it out. That's as much as I can do, but Yah hasn't really revealed that to me. We don't know. All I know is that if ever you're to see Bitcoin crash down from the 8 to the 12K area, I know at 8 grand, it's already too late. You can't go and set any low limits. You can't do anything from what I was shown. But if you see Bitcoin crash down to the 8, or let's call it 10, 12K area, if you see that it's heading down to that area, it's getting ready to occur at any time. I'd say that's the sign. So you guys do with this information what you will. I've shared only some of the flash crash dreams that I've had with you guys. And I want for you guys to take advantage of it. Prepare yourselves so that you won't miss out from this blessing whenever it occurs. And take care. Shalom. Until next time.